Well, hey guys, welcome to Fun Knife Friday, where today we aren't really going to talk about a knife too much. We're going to talk about EDC tools. Everybody has them, everybody gets them. Are they good? Are they not? Well, let's talk about them. Let's just have some fun. It's Fun Knife Friday after all, even if we're not going to use a knife. This time, let's start with the obvious knife in the room, because these are basically keychain gadgets. Everybody knows the classic SD. We aren't even going to go over all the stuff, but pretty much everyone has one on their keychain. That's just kind of a normal deal. But some of these other ones are not, and we'll kind of go over them in detail. This little key came from a rake knife that you'll remember. So it has the rake name on it. As you can see, it's got the little wrench things for various sizes of wrench. Has a carabiner slash cap lifter on it there. You have a small centimeter scale if you ever need to find out exactly if that thing is 3 centimeters or not. You have a little screwdriver slash scraper pry bar. Actually, very pretty sharp little serrated section here for opening packages and stuff like that. And then a cap lifter here. I think for myself, uh, I would not have gone with this big, huge serrated portion because, like I said, it is actually sharp and this will eat through your pocket, I think. I think on a small keychain thing that's going to go into your pocket, just a little sharpened edge right here that doesn't really have to be sharp, but kind of more pokey just to be able to use it to get into tape would be just fine. Just like if you use a regular house key for such things. A similar item that I had for a long time, as you can see by how much pocket wear and pocket time this guy had, was this Night Eyes. I don't know if they even make this model anymore, but it actually calls out, your different sizes of nut driver that you can have here in your stepped wrench section. It also has a carabiner to clip onto your thing. It does have a small scale on it here, giving you a couple of inches. It had a pretty nice, screwdriver. But this is what I mean, is that they kind of took this down, but they didn't quite sharpen it. And this was just to, break through tape and stuff. It wasn't the greatest. It could have been a little sharper. I could have sharpened it a little more, but I never did. I just kind of left it like it was. But yeah, it's got another scale on this side. But yeah, I used to carry this guy quite a bit, and just to for just such emergencies, especially if you needed something to pry or scrape with. All EDC, I think, requires a flashlight. This happens to be an O light, but really any kind of a small light, whether it's a mag light or whatever, uh, that you're going to throw onto your keychain along with another light, because I do believe that batteries do die for no good reason, and having a light is just so important. Of all my EDC stuff, I use a light more than probably anything else, especially as we get older. Our eyesight, we need more light to see better, so it's important. I never really go anywhere that I don't have a flashlight. In my house, I have multiple flashlights in stashed around in rooms or near doors or whatever, in case who knows what, the power goes out, or you need to step outside and it's dark in the backyard, or whatever, and you can kind of see what's going on. This guy here, not so useful. I thought it would just be fun when I saw him. This is the Titaner version of the titanium toothpick. And these guys are just kind of a interesting little tool, little fine threads on this guy. And I've used it to get at things that are like way down into like some really, dark little crevice that you need to get into, or The other thing in my job, working with electronics, is sometimes you need to flip different dip switches, and it's sometimes hard to get in there, and it's almost like playing Operation, to get into the board and do all that sort of fun stuff. And yes, it could be dangerous because it's metal and stuff like that, but that's what I said, it's like Operation. And besides the fact that if I have spare parts, I get real brave. So but just kind of an interesting little thing. I keep it on my keychain, uh, just for who knows what. Just to have. It was I think Blade HQ had them on sale. It was something. It was like $6 or $7 or something at that time, and I was like, yeah, I've been hearing people talk about that. I think I want to get it. The next two items, I actually won these. And so one of them is this little decorative pry from Vice Anvil Tactical on Instagram. They were having a little giveaway, and so I won that. And it's just kind of a cool thing. I think this is kind of more of a piece of jewelry. I don't consider it a tool, although it has like this little blunt scrape pry, and it has a cap lifter here. I think using it for anything other than a cap lifter would be where I'm at with this guy. And this is just kind of a cool, the little baby dragon on the paracord. But really, this is just kind of more fun to hang out and look at. I probably ought to stick him up here by Cliff and let him have some screen time. But just kind of a fun little tool. This one I won off Saturday Knife Live, and this came from We Knife. You get this nice We Knife flight tag, nice big key ring, and then this was their little tool that they had, again with the step nut driver wrench thing, and they have a smaller one here. I'll tell you the truth, I've never used one of these things. They're really kind of small, and I don't know that you get much torque on them. Besides the fact that, at least for me, since I'm a technician, I have tools with me. So, I would rarely find myself to where if I needed to have a wrench, that this would be my only option. So in a way, I think that these are kind of cool, but they're, not really needed, at least in my world. Maybe for somebody else, you never know. And of course, cap lifter. And this had an interesting little, split scraper, not really a screwdriver, but more of a wedge, and kind of a cool thing. Has their logo on there. Again, this I think of as more of a keepsake and less as a tool. And then that gets us to a real pocket tool, and that is this guy here. And this is the Rogan, the RPT, Rogan Pocket Tool. And I found out about Rogan tools from the Irish Survival podcast. If you go back and listen to her podcast, she actually does an interview with Mr. Rogan himself. And I tied some paracord on here, and I tied a lanyard on here myself, a little keeper, because I thought, if I grab this thing, I don't really want it flying out of my hands. But what you have with this is you have a really good scraper pry bar here. And then if you needed to scrape along a larger surface, these are good. Now this is the pocket size version of this tool. This is basically a big chunk of stainless steel. And these are all, made in America. And you should check out Rogan USA is who actually, their website name. But check them out. They make larger versions of this tool for the EOD specialists in the military. And they make one called the Foreman, which is kind of good for construction sites, but it's basically a larger bar. And these are used for everything that you don't use a knife for. These are for, prying, digging, scraping. He says on the larger ones that you can baton wood with these. And and you can use them as strikers and stuff. So basically it's like, save your blade, don't do any of those things with your blade, use this instead. And it's kind of a cool concept. I've had this guy with me on the job, and it fits into my tool bag really nice. That's why I did the orange and black, so that it can it goes down deep into a pocket, and I can have this so I can yank it out if I need such. But at least with this guy here, and when you're talking about prying, you can see how thick it is compared to prying with something like this. You might be able to get into a finer space with this guy, but you know, your chance of bending it is a lot better. This guy the same way. The good thing for him was he was wide like this, but also not as sturdy. But as far as a pry tool and stuff, other than having to actually go get a crowbar, which I may need if I have something I need more leverage, if it's something that's heavier, I may need, or a larger Rogan tool would also do the job in that capacity. Because I do carry a crowbar with me. It's actually a Wonder Bar, but if I need to, I leave that in the van. And so this guy goes with me, and that's the difference. It's something that you can carry with you that's going to be there when you need it. And if you can't do the job with it, you can always go back and get the other tool, but that might just save the day for you. And that would be something that's good. So I'll leave a link for Rogan in the description box below. And I just say, go give them a look and see if there's something you want. They do have stuff on sale for Labor Day. And speaking of Labor Day sales, Schrade is having a lot of sales, and an excellent knife that they have is the Divergent, and those are going for $18 right now on their website. So definitely go check out the Schrade Divergent. If you need to see a video about it, I made one earlier this year. Actually a really good EDC knife. So if you're in the market for such, or if you're looking for a gift to give somebody here, the holidays are right around the corner, might be something that you might want to pick up and just store away for a rainy day, and give somebody that Christmas gift, or something that you had thought, oh yeah, I got to get that guy something. So anyways, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed watching EDC tools. Check out Rogan, and I will see you guys in the next one.